What's up, guys? Welcome back. So pretty much, guys, it is 9 o'clock in the morning, and I figured I'd do a little video because I'm about to head out to go pick up a new car part, something that I need in order for me to get this car running, and something else I need to get started on also. So it just so happened that basically I was browsing around on YouTube, looking at a bunch of WeekFest LA videos, and I just so happened to scroll through one of the videos by Doghouse Garage, and they ended up doing like a kind of interview with a gentleman called, who goes by the name of EK Teddy. He works for a company, or I don't know if he owns it or if he works for them, but there's a company that I guess he's associated with, which is Mastercraft, and they sell like other little small parts for Civics, other chassis vehicles, and they also ended up, I guess they sell used car parts, and I didn't even know that. So I just went on to there to see what they were making or what they were offering, and I seen in the section that they had in a used car parts section. So after scrolling through everything, I ended up seeing that they had a 8-gallon fuel cell for sale, and honestly, it had 2 fuel pumps, it had 1 for a lift pump, and basically I felt like it was just too good of a deal to pass up. I did reach out to Dana, and I asked him about his opinion. They said that it's a good ass deal, especially all I have to do is honestly just switch out the fuel pumps because they're probably just old. And I also ended up hitting up the homie Brandon, we have shit up, and he told me that if I didn't grab it, he would end up grabbing it. So yeah, we are about to head to El Monte, California. It's probably about like 2 hours right now because there is a lot of traffic. So we are going to be taking the truck and going and picking that up. Also, I have maintained busy because I recently just got a phone call last week after I did the last video preparing everything, trying to get the car ready so that I can move it out because of my son's birthday. And I got a phone call from the management company that the owner of the house wanted to do a check on the house to see how things are, because we've been here for 2 years, so they just want to do like a random inspection. I'm cool with it, I have no problem with it, I have nothing to hide. So I said okay, cool. So honestly, guys, you guys are going to see a lot of progress that I have done to the car just temporarily, and some people may sit there and say like, why do all that? Unfortunately, I had to do this just because I need to make it look like a car and not a shell. So because since I am going to be rolling the car out for my son's birthday, because this is the space that we utilize to eat and have the tables and chairs for the events that we do host for like our family, I don't want to get in trouble with HOA. So I figured I might as well let the owner see how the car is. We're somewhat cool, where we don't have no problems, we don't have no issues. It's not him, it's mainly like just the HOA. So let me go ahead and show you guys what I've done to the car, and you guys can see if the car were to actually be done, guys, man, it would look so beautiful. And I don't mean to sound like a little priss or anything like that, but the car looks so badass, man, if the car was completely done. Granted, there's different tones, I already know the primer and stuff like that, but just seeing everything put together, kind of, or sort of, it is pretty dope. So let me know your guys' thoughts in the comments and what you guys think of the way the car looks right now, even just being the way right now with no motor, nothing else, just what you see. Let me know. So here you guys go, guys. I know you guys have already seen the car pretty much like this, but now you guys got to remember, the all-wheel drive setup is put on. It does have the wing temporarily put on it. Everything, pretty much the engine bay and the whole front end is pretty much one color. Yes, it's almost the same way I got the car back, but it just looks so good now that the engine bay is painted and you can actually see paint instead of primer underneath it. Granted, the stance isn't how I want it because it looks like a Mustang with the stance rear end coming up, you know, the pitch of it. But man, can I honestly say this right here gave me so much motivation after doing this weekend and putting this car together so that I can make it a roller. Because again, I don't have the stock, I have stock camber kits on it, I still have the regular LCAs on it, which is what's gonna stay except for the camber kits. And then once the parts come in to do the 36 millimeter hubs, then I'm gonna end up doing the bearings and new hubs and new extended studs also, and then going ahead and changing the rotors also. So that's something else that I am gonna be doing. But yeah, pretty much guys, this is what the car looks like. And I honestly gotta say, like, I've been sitting in the car just these last couple of days, just getting motivation, just being so excited to finally, honestly, be able to get this car done. And I can see the vision come to life now of what I wanted. This is the way I've always pictured the car, of course, fully painted, but just seeing it, man, just gives me so much motivation to continue and not give up on this build. You know, the fitment of the wheels do not sit sunk in. They fit perfect. And even on the back, you know, the fitment of it is just truly just spot on. It may need a little bit more camber pulled out of it, but I'm extremely excited, to say the least. You know what I mean? The way the car is turning out. So basically, this is what I had to do, because since the owner is coming, I just didn't want to cause any issues with him. You know, I wanted to be point blank honest with him and show him that yes, you know, I work on the cars. You know, I do things technically I'm not supposed to be doing it here, because that was part of the contract. But it is what it is. You can't stop a mechanic. You can't stop somebody that has a passion to build cars. You get what I'm saying? And just try to pull it away. Like, everything is still in its original condition in this house, and I've always tried to maintain that. But pretty much, guys, we are just gonna go ahead and head out now. I'm gonna go ahead and just shut the hell up and go pick up this part, because I'm really excited to get this fuel cell, because I need that fuel cell in order to start doing all of the plumbing for the fuel system. So that way, when it's crunch time to getting the car done, at least I know all the fuel system, fuel pumps, and everything will be done and out of the way. So pretty much, let's just go ahead and head out and pick up the fuel cell, guys. All right, guys. So we arrived, and unfortunately they are an appointment only company. So it looks like basically it's like they're not here, nobody's here. So I just messaged them, and that's what they told me, that it was an appointment. I also just seen it. I thought we were under the same understanding, but that was gonna come today. But yeah, so I'm not sure how this is gonna work out. I'm talking to them right now. Just unfortunately, I'm gonna have to head probably home, because I've already been here for an hour already waiting, and I'm just probably gonna have to come back next time. Alrighty, guys, so we're pretty much back home now. It's 1:30 in the afternoon. So yeah, pretty much it was kind of a wasted day. There was so much traffic coming back. He kind of wanted me to wait until around 1:30, so I would have been there probably still until now. And then by the time I got all the traffic as what I already got here, in this little time, since I did leave a little bit earlier, I wouldn't have been home till like 5 o'clock, 6 o'clock probably, because of the whole traffic situation going all the way back. It gets really hectic. So the only thing I can really say is we'll continue this on Friday. I'm gonna go ahead and take my dog on Friday to the vet, and then from there we'll go ahead and hopefully pick up this fuel cell, because again, the EK needs it, as I do need a fuel cell, and for the price of this one, it's just too good of a deal to pass up. A lot of people should say, a lot of people are gonna say I should have waited, but I couldn't have waited that long, just for it, you know what I mean? Yeah, so we'll see you guys on Friday, I guess. Alrighty guys, so pretty much we just arrived at the park where Dana is actually doing his interview. As you guys can see over there, here's a little back end of it. So he is doing his interview with Gus Automotive Anatomy. If you guys don't follow Gus on his YouTube channel, I'll go ahead and put the link in the description and give this guy a follow, because he does some nice interviews with a lot of passionate people in this industry. A lot of dope builds that he has featured and stuff like that, and he does some really good quality content. So give Gus Automotive Anatomy a follow, and again, he does have some merch coming out, and if you guys are interested in it, hit his lineup. You know, he does have a store, a merch site he can purchase off of. But pretty much guys, we're just gonna go ahead and let them do what they got to do here. Once they wrap up with the interview, I'm gonna go ahead and pretty much help out Gus with some rollers, since we did bring out the right hand drive Integra, and basically the passenger side, or what you say would be the driver's side, is free, so it gives them enough room to be able to just hang out, you know, do the rollers that he needs to get done, and then from there we'll go ahead and head back to the house. But yeah guys, just a little back end of the whole situation is that Dana actually came down to surprise my son. My son's birthday was just yesterday, at the time of this recording. It was just yesterday, and my son actually asked me to see if he can come. We kind of were just BSing with my son, telling him, you know, unfortunately Dana did suffer some stuff with the engine, where he did he spun a bearing, and unfortunately we thought it wasn't going to happen. So I ended up telling my son, like, hey, it's not going to happen anymore. And then Dana got a little matchup, it was, you know, behind, and he ended up putting a new motor in his car. And so the whole plan was that he was always going to try to go ahead and make it still, and that was his goal. So we were in talks for the last couple of weeks that if he was going to come, he was going to try tuning the car and everything else, and he got all that done, and he made some really good power. So yesterday pretty much he did come down and everything else, and they arrived last night. They surprised him. My son was really stoked, and honestly we just chilled out and vibed out yesterday. I just didn't record any of it because I didn't want to bring out the camera. There was family members here and everything else. So now that I got the opportunity to be able to help out Gus and Dana with this interview, I just felt like it was just cool just to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of the back scene of the whole interview process. As you guys seen the rollers and everything else, just dope content that will be coming out on Gus Automotive Anatomy's channel, and I will go ahead and drop his link in the description once again. But yeah, hopefully the goal for these next videos and for the car is actually to get the motor put in. And the second reason why Dana came was actually to help me out with the whole timing chain situation. Is that I'm fairly new to the K-series stuff, and I really don't have a lot of experience in it. So I figured, you know, why reach out? We were actually gonna FaceTime, and Dana was just like, hey, if I'm gonna be going over there for your son's birthday, let's just knock out some stuff. I'll take up some days over there. You know, the homie Mario might pull up, and yeah, they all pulled up, and that's the plan, is just to go ahead and do some work to this car. And yesterday was even more of a inspiration to get the car done, because since my car is going to be all-wheel drive, Mario, a car that Dana has worked on, which is a red and yellow hatchback, has a yellow front end. They just recently boosted it, and it made like 417 horsepower on regular pump gas. So yesterday Mario gave me the opportunity to go ahead and drive the car, and I'll see if I can get that video so I can throw it in here. I'm not sure how it's going to come out, but that video of some kid trying to call out a car, because he was actually trying to race me in right-hand drive Integra. He owns like a FK7, which is the automatic, you know, FK version, just boosted automatic, and it doesn't have all the amenities as a FK8, but it's still boosted, you know. So I figured he was trying to call me out on my Integra, and I was just like, dude, like you were gonna smoke me, you know. And Mario was like, well, I told him, like, hey, how about you race one of the two cars, which is Dana's and Mario's? And the guy's like, well, I just want to race, you know, cocky little kid, you know, young without experience. And so Mario said, hey, you want to drive it? Go ahead. And yeah, I felt the power in over a couple of years, even though it's only 417 horsepower, and feeling that car, the difference of the torque steer, because I forgot, you know, it's not LSD, so one wheel is going to do a wheel pill, you know what I mean, especially at a high rate of launch. And that kid got some couple of bus links on him when I was driving it. So yeah, it was a cool little vibe yesterday, and just chilling and hanging out with Dana and Mario and the rest of the family for my son's birthday. And honestly, I appreciate him coming down and taking the time to come teach me some stuff and let that knowledge sink into me, so that way I can continue doing this in the times come if things need to be done. So pretty much, guys, we're just gonna go ahead and let them wrap up, and then we'll make it home and we'll do a finishing ending of the video, because it's just gonna be a quick video of why I put the car together, and that way you guys can hopefully be stoked for what's to come now that Dana's here. But with that being said, guys, we'll catch you guys in a little while. Alright guys, so we're pretty much back at home now, and we pretty much just came back from doing the collaboration that he actually did with Automotive Anatomy in his YouTube video. So stay tuned for that one, because that one's gonna be a banger. You're gonna see some dope content in that video and also in your video once they drop. But it should be dropping within the next couple of weeks, maybe a week. I don't exactly know their whole schedule, but that will be dropping. But pretty much, guys, we're back in the garage, and I just wanted to give you guys kind of like an explanation of why the car was put back together. I kind of gave a brief explanation before of it, but the true reality was that I had to wait for the owner to come here and do an inspection on the house due to the fact that there was so many HOA complaints since the time that I did move in here. Unfortunately, that's just an unfortunate situation, but we did get things handled with, and that way pretty much we could continue making progress. So I just made the car look like a roller, also because of my son's birthday that just passed just yesterday. And since Dana was here, he offered to help me out and get the motor pretty much finished up, and we can get that put into the car here in the next couple of videos. We'll get that pretty much done also. But coming down to a lot of it is we also made a trade with a hood that you guys will be seeing on his channel on his car coming up soon, for these hubs, 36mm hubs. They are hard race ones. So I am upgrading my current hub assembly from a 32 to a 36, and these come with the bearings, come with the whole hub assembly and the extended studs, which is what I really wanted to run on this car. The only thing I'll need to go ahead and get is the 36mm axles. But pretty much, guys, that is basically going to wrap up this video. I know the video wasn't the most exciting, but we just wanted to try to make some content for you guys and give you guys a little bit of a preview of what's to come for this car, because now that Dana's here and his little you know, Ronald McDonald homie, you know, 417 horsepower EK hatch, they made the drive down here, and yeah, we're gonna go ahead and put some work in on the EK sedan. So pretty much, guys, we are gonna go ahead and wrap it up here. If you guys look forward to more progress, please hit the subscribe button and stay tuned for a lot more content to come on the EK sedan. So with that being said, guys, catch you guys later.